Good evening. Welcome to this channel. It's about past lives and reincarnation. So I was listening to a Swedish doctor. He did a study on near-death experiences. So he found all these people who died and was brought back to life. So the heart stopped, everything stopped, they died. And then they were brought back to life. So he talked to a lot of these people. And he asked them if they had any experiences while they were gone. And he said that 16% said yes. 16% had experiences. Something happened after they died. And they were brought back and they could talk about it. They remembered it. Fascinating number, 16%. What happened to the other ones, I wonder? Nothing happened to them. Or they don't remember, I don't know. He actually said that other studies that have been done show this, about the same numbers, about 16 to 18% have these experiences and can talk about it. He also said that all of them who had these experiences, they said they didn't want to come back. And then they tried to describe what happened, of course. Now, this is very hard. And I know this from personal experience. It's very hard to describe a spiritual experience. Because you are using physical concepts. And they don't belong to the spirits. These physical ideas and rules. See? The spirits are very, very much different. And I want to give you some examples of this, how hard it is. My most important experience this lifetime was undoubtedly when I was 5 and I left my body. But already there, I left my body. Already there, you are using a physical concept, of course. You're talking about going from one place to another. Has to do with physics, of course. That's really not what happened. But it's hard to describe it in any other way. If I should try, it's more like I knew that I was in my body. That's what happened. My body was something else. I was myself and the body was something else. That's really what happened. And I know I said I was watching my body from above. This is physical, isn't it? That's not really what happened. It was more like I knew the body was there and I wasn't it. You can see as a spirit, but you don't use eyes, of course. And when you say, I was watching my body, it's not really true. Because it's not what you're doing. You're not using eyes, of course. Eyes, they work like, something is coming in. There's a stimulus, right? Something is hitting your eyeballs. And then you can interpret what you are looking at. That's not what's going on at all. A spirit has a different way of watching. And it's just vastly different. But it's real, It's actually more real than watching with your eyes. That's my experience. Lately, for a few decades now, I think I noticed that something happens when my body goes to sleep. It's like the body is going in these cycles. It's sleeping, it wakes up, has breakfast, and the day goes by and it goes back to sleep. And I am at another level. The activity within me doesn't stop with my body sleeping. So something is going on while my body is sleeping. And lately I noticed it's sort of the difference is becoming bigger. I'm sort of more disconnected from the physical, which is great, of course. I love it. I think this is how it's supposed to be, really. People have identified with their bodies to such an extent that, first of all, they can't experience something spiritual. I'm talking about people in general, I think. And when they want somebody to describe a spiritual matter, they want it described with physical concepts, because this is what they are used to. It's like they can't think with anything else but physical concepts. So they ask, so what happened? What did you do? And when? And, and they don't understand. I think it's very hard to talk somebody into believing these things. They have to experience it themselves. So that's what I think. People who are listening to this and similar videos, they had experiences and they are curious about it. I think so. All of them, actually. They had something happened, or a lot of things happened, and they want to know more about it. It's very hard to talk somebody into believing this. I think it's hopeless. That's why I never discuss it with anyone. You can't do it. It's hard. Something needs to happen to you. That's how it is. And another thing that is physical is the light, right? Somebody wrote a comment about the light. I said this idea of moving to the light. I warned about this. This is a physical thing. Well, there's a light, and you should go to the light, go through the light or something. Well, it's physical. So why would you do this? If there's any light that you should embrace, it's your own light. That's right. And here again, we have this problem. We're talking about a light, and this is physical, isn't it? Energy. Has nothing to do with the spirit, really. But there is some sort of a brightness going on. And I know this myself. When I moved out of my body, there was a brightness. And it was me. And I can describe it as brightness, but that's not really what it is. Something else. I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but there it is. Right. Be good.